Welcome, I'm Dr. Melina Roberts, and I want to talk about the thyroid today. Now, the thyroid is the master metabolic regulator of the body, and what it's doing is it's regulating the temperature of your body. So do any of you experience cold hands, cold feet, an intolerance to cold, constipation, dry skin, brittle nails? Any of these symptoms can be signs that your thyroid is out of balance. Now, if our thyroid's out of balance, what's happening is that thyroid, what it's doing is it's regulating the temperature in your body. And every biochemical process, every biochemical reaction that happens in your body has to occur at a certain temperature. And if that temperature is off even slightly, it can affect the function of every cell of our body. So if that temperature is just slightly low, then it will slow down the metabolism of every cell in the body. And if it's slightly high, then it speeds up that metabolism. So if that temperature is slightly low, then that's when you can experience that cold hands, cold feet. You can experience the constipation, the dry skin, the brittle nails, the hair falling out, the difficulty losing weight or weight gain. So these can all be signs that the temperature, that thyroid is functioning just slightly low. And if that thyroid is functioning slightly high, sometimes people are like, oh, well, that's great. Then my metabolism is higher and I'll be able to lose weight. The challenge is that as that metabolism speeds up, that can also affect how your body is actually able to hold on to muscle mass and even organs. So you can have some breakdown of those key organs, of muscles. You can also have heart palpitations, agitation, anxiousness, and this can also be nervousness, sweating. All of these things can be related to the temperature being slightly higher than it should be. So I'm going to go through 5 possible causes of why that thyroid may be out of balance. So one reason why we may be experiencing thyroid dysfunction can be from nutrient deficiencies. So there's an enzyme that converts inactive T4 into active T3. So these are really important thyroid hormones, and they need certain nutrients in order for that process, that biochemical process to happen. These nutrients and minerals are selenium, zinc, B6 and B12. If we don't have enough of these minerals and nutrients in the body, then that reaction is not able to occur or occur effectively. Another mineral that's really important for thyroid function is iodine. Now, if we don't have enough iodine, this can also affect the function of the thyroid. So these are some key nutrients. If we don't have enough of these in our body, then this can affect the thyroid being able to function properly. Now, another possible cause of thyroid dysfunction is if we have heavy metal toxicity. And heavy metal toxicity can just be heavy metals coming into our bodies from the foods that we eat, from dental amalgams in the mouth, from tattoos, from cosmetics. So there's various different ways that heavy metals can be making their way into the body. And those heavy metals can affect the conversion of T4 to T3. And if this is happening, this can affect the thyroid function. Now, another reason that the thyroid may not be functioning at its best is if we have some liver congestion. Now, the liver is where all of our hormones are metabolized. So if that liver is congested and not able to effectively make thyroid hormones, then this can affect how that thyroid functions. So one key factor is that we have to work on improving liver function in order to get the thyroid to function well. Now, another causative factor of thyroid dysfunction can actually be adrenal dysfunction, because the adrenals and the thyroid work really closely together. Now, if one's not functioning at its best, then the other one acts like its backup plan and can really affect the function of the other gland. Now, if we have adrenals that are drained, that are not really functioning at their best, it can bring down the function of the thyroid. Now, we need really good, proper adrenal function in order for the thyroid hormones to be functioning well, and for that conversion of the T4 to the T3 to happen effectively. So we need to work on ensuring that the adrenals are functioning well in order to get the thyroid to function well. Now, another causative factor to thyroid dysfunction can be toxic overload. So there can be toxins that are coming into the body that are affecting how that thyroid functions. And these toxins can be from pharmaceuticals like the birth control pill, like hormone replacement therapy. There's different chemotherapy agents, there's beta blockers, and these can be affecting how those thyroid hormones work. And then there's also a series of chemicals called hormone disrupting chemicals, and these can be different chemicals from phthalates to bisphenol A, synthetic chemicals, or they can be pesticides. So there's a number of different chemicals that can be coming into the body, and they can be disrupting the thyroid function by taking up different receptor sites on the body, on those hormones, and affecting proper conversion of these hormones into more active forms. So these can be 5 causative factors of why the thyroid isn't functioning at its best. So there is a way for us to find out if our thyroid is even functioning at its best. And one way that we can test if this thyroid is working well is to check our basal body temperature. And this is the temperature that our body is generally operating at. So one of the ways we can do this is to check our temperature 3 times a day for 3 days, and we want to do this at different times in the day. And we want to do this checking oral temperature, and we want to use a liquid metal thermometer, and we want to make sure that our basal body temperature is around 36.5 to 36.8 degrees Celsius. So this is one way that we can figure out if our thyroid is actually converting and working well. If this topic is interesting to you and you want to learn more about it, I'm going to be going through this information in a lot more detail in a webinar coming up on March 13th. I hope you'll join me. I'm going to be going through this information in a lot more detail and explain a lot of those causative factors and really get you to understand thyroid dysfunction and get you to gain a better understanding of a lot of those underlying causes. And I hope you'll join me for it. I'm going to give you the links below on how to register. And until next time, continue to learn, grow, and build health.